At a time where I even stopped dancing because I was like, I'm not cut out for this. Because no one's like paying attention to me. Had that sense of insecurity. So I was like, I'm gonna stop.
Hi, you are tuned into A Movers Pod, a South African-based dance podcast. Every week, through your individual stories, we are here to break down this industry with the hopes of making it an accessible and acceptable space for aspiring and existing dance creatives in Mzansi. So, I hope you're warm because class is in session. Today, I have with me a dear friend, Pia, an exceptional dance artist whose jacket is making a lot of noise. For those of you who don't know, this human being right here is what happens when you have discipline, precision, and just utmost humility. Welcome to the couch, Chuma Mathiso.
Thank you for having me.
Inserts clapping sounds. Okay, so let's just go right at it. Let's go right to the beginning. You grew up in the Township of Zolani here in the Western Cape. You know, I can imagine how many limitations that came with. So take me back to what it was like just growing up in the township and how you were still able to find dance within those circumstances.
Back home, we had like dance school in the school, but it wasn't part of the school. We just used the school facility for everything. Yeah, so that's how it started. And then my uncles were already dancing, so my family was already deep into dancing. So my journey just started with just having to like have times where I'm just like watching, coming with my sister because I couldn't stay at home because I like came from crash and all of that. So I just started watching, and then this other time, then I was just told to like, you know what, just take a class and join. And I was like, you know what?
Who was that? So who was that?
That was my late teacher, Fiona. Yeah, she's no longer with us. So rest in peace. Yeah. So she like told me to go in, and then we like went in. We started like, we just do this for fun. But then I fell in love with dancing, and I'm like, do I really like this, or is it just because my family is dancing? You know. But as time went by, I was like, you know what? I love this. This is me. Like this is me feeling myself, expressing myself. So every opportunity that came afterwards was just a blessing, because we also had people like Christine Elliott coming once a year, giving us opportunity to like go overseas, to continue, and that just gave us hope. So that's why we like spent most of the time like just having that positivity to like just keep pushing. Our uncles are already there. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it.
You're actually touching on a question that I had in mind, which is that you grew up in a family of dancers. And like, what is it like, or what was it like growing up with dancers who are very well known, you know, affluent, professional, really making it in the industry? Do you feel like there's a sense of pressure, or is it like you have community, or is it a bit of both?
I think I just generally have like good community, and also even though they know that we have uncles that have like professionals that are like doing the best.
Tell the people who the uncles
so
are.
The uncles are Sepia November and Tutuzeli November.
Okay, I'm gonna ask, who's the best dancer in the family?
The best dancer?
It's fine, I won't tell anyone. We won't tell anyone.
Well, let me say this. I believe in myself, so I'm the best dancer. I am.
Okay. And who's the worst?
Well, I don't believe it's the worst. We don't have the worst.
I was just like, I was just tickling.
We're all so amazing.
Melissa.
No,
I'm joking.
My sister's amazing.
No, Melissa, she is incredible, guys. She actually is incredible. Your little brother, oh my gosh, guys. So I just did a workshop, and his little brother, Solima was there. And I kid you not, every 2 seconds I was like, please come here, like, how do you do this? Okay, it's this step, it's this step. And he's so chilled, like he's just so down to earth. And I was feeling a bit insecure because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so much older than him, and he's probably looking at me like, this old lady, she doesn't know what she's doing. But he actually was so cool, collected. He also just had no sense of judgment.
Yeah, he's pretty chill. He's pretty chill.
Interesting, you know, because I feel like
sometimes even within the peer group that I'm in, there can sometimes be like a sense of judgment for whatever reason. It could be the influence of the environment, it could be pressures or whatever. So when I was just like talking to him and asking him things, and he was just so cool and so calm, and there was just a sense of like, I don't know, just like maturity.
Yeah.
Like there's just this like really cool sense of maturity.
Yeah.
And you guys just have this similar sense of groundedness, like both of you.
Yeah.
You know, so
People,
that was really
people
cool.
do say that.
Yeah, really cool. So yeah, let's continue the conversation. You know, what was a defining moment in your life where you're like, I'm going to dance and this is the path I choose? Like, was there a particular moment that you remember very clearly, or is it just something that came like naturally, like you naturally went onto the path? Or yeah, was there a specific time where you're like, this is it?
Well, I did have a specific time as a kid, because like I started dancing like at a very young age, and like everyone that was around me was like way older than me. So most of the time it's like I felt like I wasn't getting that much attention that I needed. Even like the little things, you're like, we're going to Cape Town, and you're like, you're not going because you're young, we need these performers. And I was like, you know what, I had a time where I even stopped dancing because I was like, I'm not cut out for this, because no one's like paying attention to me and all of that. Not that I wanted attention, but like it just had that sense of insecurity. So I was like, I'm gonna stop. But it wasn't even like for a week, because my dance teacher came to my house and was like, you gotta go back, we need you. And I'm like, okay. And then I went back, and when I went back I was like, you know what, game on. I'm gonna keep pushing. As time went by, like I got recognition, people loved the way I moved, and I'm like, okay, I appreciate this moment, so I gotta keep like going through, because if I stop, or I'm like letting obstacles stand in my way, and then that's just gonna ruin everything for me.
I feel like you're literally in my head, because the things you're saying keep leading to the things that I want to ask you next, which is your battles, you know. It's interesting that you say your teacher went to your house to go and fetch you. It's crazy how the universe works, because in as much as you think nobody's seeing you, clearly she was seeing you, so much so that she went to your house to go and fetch you. You know, that's like, what a like defining way to say like, I see you and you actually deserve to be in this room. It's just that maybe in that particular moment, that moment wasn't necessarily yours. You know.
True.
So yeah, very interesting. And you touched on something that I wanna like yes, please do. You touched on something that I was gonna ask you next, which is your battles, you know, because guys, if you guys have never danced with Chuma, best believe you're gonna learn an exercise, and within 5 seconds he's like flying and he's across the room. I'm so serious. And it's not even like in a way, it's not even in a way that is arrogant or show offy, or it's literally just seeing that, wow, this person understands their body and understands movement, and also understands like really complex things. So like, I don't know, your level of intricacy is insane, dude. Like, it's actually insane.
I gotta say, I was very like acrobatic as a kid, even though like I wasn't dancing. I was like doing flips and all that.
Makes sense.
Scary stuff.
Makes sense.
You know. So as I went to dancing, I just like blended in, like.
I see. Really. That's also where like I realized, now that you're saying that, your sense of risk comes from. Because I feel like you're just one of those dancers who, it's so easy for you to take risks. You know, like you really just throw yourself into something. And I can see, like, now that you're talking about like an acrobatic background, I can understand where that kind of comes from, you know. But yeah, like I was saying, speaking about your battles, from the outside, because I'm meeting you at a time where you've had so much training and so much practice, to me, it looks like I'm seeing a finished product, even though obviously there's still like a lot more growth to come. So to me, it's almost like I can never imagine that you're having struggles, or that you are feeling unworthy or scared or anything. And if you do, you keep it very hidden. So yeah, I just want to talk about like, what are some battles that you've faced in your dance career, how you got through them, and if there are still some right now.
So I think we're always gonna have that, like whatever job you're doing, dancer, sports or whatever, So I'm like, I've had times where I'm like, I get too frustrated just like by doing, because sometimes like even like going to other places and you meet new people and new teachers, and every time you get to do complex stuff and complex work. So it's like I've had times where I'm like, this is so tiring. I so want to not do this right now. I'm like you just get depressed, and it's like, yeah, as you say it, sometimes I don't show it because I'm always like trying to keep up myself to a pace where I'm like, it's gonna be like that. If it comes, if you don't have that feeling, and then you're not doing it right, because it's gonna be there. The obstacles are always gonna be there. Just tell yourself to do it.
Do you feel like you have a strong will?
I do feel like I have a strong one, especially now that I'm grown. I'm like, you know what? Just do this. Take the risks. It's not easy. It's really not easy sometimes. Like, but I'm just like, just take the risks.
And what do you feel like has like influenced you to have a strong will, whether it's dance or not dance?
I think it's basically with like the growth that I've had with myself as a person. Like not even with dancing, but just like taking care of myself, like being positive to myself, tell myself that I can do this. I can do anything that I want to put my mind to it. It's not gonna come easy, obviously, but just you gotta have crazy positive mindset.
And almost like delusional.
Yeah, you gotta be delusional sometimes. Be
a
deluded.
lot. Yeah. So, do you feel like it's been, how do I say this? Because you're such an obviously advanced dancer, most of the time I feel like you're getting good positive feedback and a positive outlook. Do you feel like that has made it easier for you to believe in yourself?
Yeah, I definitely, because I can't lie, I've never had like crappy teachers, strict and all of that. I've always been like around positive teachers and like just keep doing it. Even some, they see my frustration through my face and I'm like, they're like, it's okay, you can do this, it's okay. And then I'm like, okay, at least I have a teacher that's telling me that I can do this because they see something.
Do you feel like if you had difficult teachers, that would have made it harder for you? Or do you feel like you would have the same sense of will regardless?
I feel like I would have the same sense of will, but at the same time, whatever they would say would definitely diminish like my positiveness or anything, because everything someone says, it has to start with like that stupid insecurity, and you're like, is he right or is he right? Maybe I'm not doing this right. Maybe, you know.
Damn, I can tell you, like, as someone who is very much like learning from the bottom up, because obviously like I joined training program halfway through second year. You have to deal with a lot of people looking at you like, what are you even doing? And you just need to be strong enough to be like, you know, damn, I'm gonna do it. And then you next to people like Chuma, who've been doing this since they were like in the womb, and you're like, oh,
in the womb, crazy.
okay, I can do this. But I can say though, I know what you're saying is true, because I've experienced you being such a genuinely positive peer. I think actually you're probably one of the kindest people I've ever like danced with, worked with, trained with, you know, like, and it's easy for you to not care about other dancers when you're good, right? Because you have the exercise, you know what you're doing. So I feel like as someone who's like really advanced, it can be easy for you to just focus on yourself and what you're doing. But I feel like whenever I've like reached a hand out, you've always reached yours back and been like, it's okay, you know? So all of that positive energy that people have poured into you are, whether you know it or not, you're actually pouring it back out to other people. So shout out to you on that inner work.
Thank you.
What I'm hearing from you is the insecurities, the frustrations, they never end, no matter how good you get.
Yeah, true.
And I think that's the misconception, right? We think that once you get to a certain level of dance, you're gonna be fine. Like you're gonna be confident. You know, it's like, oh, once I look like that, I'll have all the confidence and I won't be scared anymore. And I'm just thinking about someone like Sipe or Tutuzeli. In as much as they're so incredible, they probably still deal with insecurities. You obviously know because you're like close with them. But sometimes you look at people like that and you're like, oh, they must be like just cruising.
Pretty chill,
just cruising. You know.
Trust me, I've been around professionals, and I've like seen how frustrated they can get, and like, because sometimes you just go through choreo and you're like looking at them and you're like, oh, he's so good, she's so good, because he's professional or he's like done a lot of stuff. But then when you're like in the studio and you just observe everything, you just see and realize that it's not easy at all, and it's never gonna get easy. It might be fluent and everything, flexible and anything, but there's always gonna be that one teacher that is just crazy and just wants this, and you have to do it like that, and it's just gonna be like very tricky and all of that.
So you said something very interesting to me when we were doing the workshop with Christine and Manika, and I was like so defeated, and I'm like, I'm not coming tomorrow. And you said something like that actually stuck with me, and you were like, why? We're all suffering. And just that statement stuck with me, because I realized just because you're great, it doesn't mean you're suffering any less than me.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you're any less tired than I am.
Yeah,
doesn't mean you're any less overworked than I am, you know. And that, like, it made me realize that, oh, I'm not in pain more than anybody else is. Like, we're all experiencing the same kind of pain.
Yeah.
So why would you not show up?
Exactly.
And that stuck with me. Like, that actually stuck with me. And guys, I did 5 out of 5 days of that workshop. I was like,
those workshops are always so intense.
Kuma said we're all suffering. Show up.
Literally, I'm like, come on, we're all here.
And then by day 5, we were like, actually we're fine.
Yeah, pretty
like,
chill.
this is so much better than Monday.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
And the bodies are more relaxed. You're like,
Exactly.
okay, getting used to this now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so bringing it back to the present moment, where are you now? Like, in terms of dance, emotionally, spiritually, how do you feel about yourself as a dancer? Just where do you stand?
Yeah, so I'm just chill. I'm just like working towards being a better version. Not that I'm not a better version now, but I'm just like working towards being great, like being recognized, just like having a name for myself, just be there, do everything. I'm just now like going out workshops, doing things, like just trying to expose myself to more dance industry wise, and like get more knowledge on people and dancers, make connections. So I'm like pretty on that level, and I'm just like being chill at the same time.
So when you say chilled, do you mean like just accepting where you are?
Yeah, I'm accepting where I am very much, and I'm appreciating where I am now. I'm like very grateful for the opportunities I've had and the people I've met. Doesn't matter how small it is, it's that small, and I'm like very grateful for everything that I have right now.
That's like, I think it speaks to your level of humility, you know. Like, one thing I've noticed about you, you never stop learning, you know. And even when you do come back from these like intensives, you never come back like, guys, you know where I've been. It's like you just start, it's like you start from scratch with all of us.
Yeah.
And that's really cool. You know, it just goes to show that, like, I don't know, you just have this way of knowing how to compartmentalize the things you learn. Like, am I wrong? I could be wrong. But on the outside, it looks like you know where to store certain information and where to like share. Do you get what I'm saying?
I get what you say. It's just because I've been to these places and I know how these places work, and I know how to maneuver my way into it. So I'm like, now we're here. Not that I'm going back to square one or anything, but I'm just like, okay, we're here. I'm good to be back home. This is how I'm gonna work. This is how they work here, and that's how I'm gonna work, and this is how I'm gonna build myself to something more. So it's like,
that's such a great mindset to have. Like, I like the fact that you said you're not going back to square one.
Yeah.
Like, you never view being back home as square one. That's
definitely.
Actually so profound. Like, props to you for that, you know. But I'm really glad to hear that you're in a place where you're just working towards your goals, you know. And from the way it sounds, it doesn't sound like it's like crushing you and like
definitely
just
not
taking out the worst in you, you know. So I really, that's really nice to hear. And we're about to wrap this up soon, you know, as an ode to Women's Month. Just want to talk about some of the women who have influenced your journey, supported your journey, and in what ways those women have just allowed you to be who you are today?
My mother's definitely the first. Like
always.
in this dance industry, it's always like, look at them, you're a male and you're dancing, you know, like all of that gay stuff and all. And I'm like, I've never paid attention to that. My mother's always supported me, and like she's never like let me listen to whatever other people are saying about my dancing and all. So she's always supported me. Appreciate her for that, love her for that. And also my late dance teacher, Fiona, she literally was the best teacher I've ever had. She was like the second mother I've ever had. So she was like taking care of me, made me strong. Like she was literally everything. She was like a mother to me. Same with Christine Elliott. She's been there since day one. We've known each other for a very long time. So it's like very appreciative to her. And she's like been sponsoring me, you know, appreciation to her. And yeah, and I'd say Kiara too, because
Kiara
Baldwin, she's the best.
Listen to that, like beautiful male dancer being held together by a supportive network of women. What's new? You know, what's new? And yeah, it's also great to know, like, you know, you speaking about your mom and just like to go back to the beginning of you saying you grew up in Zolani, you know, in a township. There's so many stereotypes that you have to break through just as a male, and on top of that a black male, and then on top of that it's like, you're gonna do dance? Why would you do that? And, you know, like, and like for you to have a mom that's like that sees beyond that is so incredible. You know, it just goes to show the kind of person that she is. You know, and like she never limited you to the environments that you guys grew up in. You know, and it's actually so interesting to see, because I think, I don't know, like that Sipe and Ntutuzeli also grew up in the same like township. So all of you.
We're all in the same township, grew up in the same, born and bred.
So it's so interesting, like I feel like you guys have broken so many impossibles. You know, like honestly, all of you guys have broken so many impossibles, and obviously there have been males that have like supported your journey, but props to the women in your journey, man. Like you know, it's Women's Month. I feel like we need to shed a lot of light on the contributions that women make to the success of this world. You know. And one more thing is, what's a change that you'd like to see in the South African dance industry? Like something that you hope, you know, maybe 10 years down the line has shifted.
I definitely hope that there could be like more exposure to dance,
definitely,
and more faculties, dance faculties, for everyone to have like access and all of that. That would be very great, because I feel like it's not too small, but it's not that big that it's been recognized as like a big thing. I feel like if that could happen, and then there'd be like a lot of opportunities for people, and all those people who are like scared to show themselves, to just like go out, because there's opportunities. The industry is broad and all of that. That'd be very lovely.
Exactly, guys. So in the words of Chuma, you know, a decade down the line, we hope to see access being something that is more recognizable and more available to all kinds of South African dancers. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Chuma Mathiso, and until next time.
Thank you for having me.
Bye.
Damn.
Props. We did that shit. I was sweating. One line.